So I have numerous hooks all around the van and they do come in handy. So this one's holding my sleeping bag. So what else do I keep in the back? I've got the second sleeping mat just hooked over the chairs here to stop it from falling. The first one is still up in the pop top, deflated. Electric hookup cable, which is in a bag. Now this is one of the longer cables. You can get various lengths. I think this is something like 25 meters, and I would say it's ideal. And I've got that because we used to have that one in the motorhome, so I've just carried that one over. I've got the screen cover. It's an external thermal screen cover. You can see it on in other videos. I'll put links to these items. I've got a King Camp chair. That's something that me and Bri had two of these, a red one, a blue one, so I just take one with me. I take his with me. In fact, just going back to that screen cover, it's an external screen cover, thermal, and I bought an external because basically that's what we had in the motorhome, and I like them because it kind of doesn't get in the way inside the vehicle. But I am finding that with wanting to go wild camping, internal ones might have been better, so I'm not sure whether I made the right decision there. Right, I have a diesel heater inside the van, which works really well. Still not read the instructions, by the way. But for when I'm on electric hookup and on a campsite, say if I was around tents, I wouldn't really be wanting my diesel heater to be on, considering them really. So I've got a electric Diddy fan heater, so I keep that with me. So when I'm on hookup, I'd use the electric rather than the diesel. I've not tried it yet though. I also have just bought an electric kettle, so when I'm on a campsite again, I'm going to use electric rather than use the gas, with gas being of a premium at the moment. And I've also bought a Mosi killer and light, so it kills bugs. Again, I've not actually tried that, but I'm going away not this weekend, the weekend after, so I'll be getting those up and trying these things. I'll be staying on a campsite, so I'll be operating off electric. In fact, I'm going there with friends. So at the moment, they sort of live in this cupboard. I like to keep things in the boxes when I can because I think they just store a bit easier. That's the essential dustpan and brush. And I've got a LED light here, which I'm going to stick just behind there, and it's motion detecting, so it's rechargeable. So I'll stick it up there, and then when I put my hand in, it'll light up the cupboard. I've got my Mosquito Head Net for when I get to go to Scotland. And these I just happen to have in rain mac things that you just throw over whatever you're wearing, so I carry them with me. In this bottom cupboard I keep spare gas for the cooking stove outside. That's my outside cooking stove. Oh look, I'd forgotten I had that. That's a Thule hold down kit, so when I've got the wind out awning out, the like stone straps if you will, they'll just stop it, keep it a little bit more secure. I've got a couple of foam pads for sitting on when you're out and about. A couple of these racks which when it's put up looks like this, so I use that to put my cooking stove on when I'm outside. That's my litter picking bag. I have my walking poles just tucked away there. Little step. But this little step I also use when I'm outside as a table. Just saves me having more items. Works perfectly well. If you're still with me, thank you, and I'm nearly done. In here I've got my litter picker. I've got the winder outer for the awning. I also carry this, which we had in the motorhome, which is good for a lot of things, not least just putting on your pitch at a campsite to let everyone know that it's taken. This is a tray of gadgets that I keep in the boot. I've got some wire kind of hook thingies that I can't remember the name, but they've just got a hook on each end and you can secure items. Various leads for mobile phones, cameras, everything like that. The electric hookup when you're on campsite you can also use at home, so I'll plug that into an external 240 volt is it called, I'm not very good with my electrics, but Sure Supply, and then I'll plug the hookup into that so that when I'm on the drive at home, or if I'm out visiting friends and I want to use their electric, I can just use this. Netting, which I still need to get screwed into the wall here. I just don't use a drill because I'm not very good with a drill and I don't want to make a mess. Mallet for hammering in pegs for the awning, and also I think some are for sort of rock hard pegs, whatever you call them. Got plenty of those. I've got cable ties, which I already had in when I had a look. I mean, just ask Ken from Life is Too Short. You do need cable ties in your repertoire. A random bit of lace, rope, fuses, my mallet, and there are more bungees. So I could tidy up one day and just put them back in the bag. And some gaffer tape, some gorilla tape. That's good for anything sort of, what does it say, automotive, camping, inflatables. So sleeping mat upstairs if that was to get a puncture, that would tide me over. So I think I'm quite well sorted there. And just as I'm putting this tray back in the bag, I've just remembered the wheel blocks as well. So if you're on a sloped side somewhere, you just pick up some wheel chocks. They're actually quite big ones that we had in the motorhome, but I'm pleased with those because I have had to use them on a couple of occasions already. So I always carry those with me. Okay, and in here I keep a number of things. I keep a collapsible tray, just pushes in and out. Good for washing up, carrying items. That's quite a handy bit of kit to have, really. It comes in useful. And it just squashes down so it takes no room up at all. And I have 4 of these 10-litre storage boxes. So in this one I've got foods that keep for a long time, things like pasta sauces, rice, couscous, soup, herbal teas, soups, beans, so I won't starve. In the second box things like wet wipes, just little boxes. If I've any food left over I'll stick it in there and in the fridge. Magnetic hooks, which I've got all around the van. Ooh. I'm on a bit of a slant here. What even is that? Oh, and that's another tea towel holder that I've got to put up somewhere. I'm going to put that in the back for any wet cloths that I might have. That's the anti-slip mat to go in cupboards and on shelves. more little netting that I want to put up. These are smaller ones. 3M double-sided tape, which comes in handy because I do have a bit of aversion to screwdrivers and drills and whatnot. If I can avoid it, I will. These are handy. These are little cup holders. There's one here actually that I've put on the wall. They just open up and anybody travelling can put the cup in there, or I could put one in at night, but to be honest with you, I can fit it up there at night time. But it's also a handy wine bottle holder I found as well, so win-win. A plug with USB points in, although I do have quite a lot throughout the van. Spare batteries, heavy duty velcro. Another useful item I keep in there is a USB fan, so it's quite useful at this time of year. I can stick it up anywhere and just plug it into a USB point. And in a bag in that cupboard I keep my plates, bowls. Again, I carry enough for 2 people, no more than that. So the rest of the things in this cupboard, and I have a little light for, where is it? There, nice light in there as well. 2 more boxes that are empty at the moment, so that's potential storage space still to use. I could put clothes in there or whatever else may crop up, but for the clothes at the moment I've got packing cubes. They're not in here at the moment, but I'll put a picture on the screen. They're really handy because they can just squash down and only take up what space they actually need. And at the bottom there, that's just my high-vis jacket if ever I need it. It's 2 actually, me and Bri always had one each, so I just pack them in. So that's it at the moment when it's fully packed, nicely stacked. I haven't needed to get any shelves in because the boxes do the trick. Oh, and last but not least, the first aid box, and that just slots in there. Another thing I use is a little hook over hanger. It just goes over there. That's quite handy for hanging things on. As you can tell, this is part 2, so it's actually another day from part 1, and since then I've fitted this shelf which will hold little herbs, spices, salt, pepper, all of that. It does actually have something that drops down and you can hang your kitchen roll from, but I've decided not to use that because even if I'd hung it up there, this is my gas burners, so it's just a bit close, so I'll use it as the tray but not as the holder. I'll get something else for that. In your sun visor, one of these little organisers. How not to fly a drone. Unfortunately, it's been flown right over everybody by the roadside and way too low. Oh, and heading out towards the road now.